know what? I'm about to say it.
Say it.
I'm grateful I broke my elbow.
I broke my arm!
What?
So, how can I actually be grateful that I broke my elbow? Well, through the TwpZen mentality.
All things are possible, so jot that down.
Been a month since surgery and I am in tip-top shape. Breaking my elbow has genuinely made me like the best version of myself that I've ever been.
It's morphin' time!
I've been grateful that I've taken so many videos and video diaries of me just crying, or video cryeries, should we say. But I've managed to actually manipulate myself a little bit. I used to do coaching in hospitality. I love doing mentorship. I've been actually managing to use that mentality on myself. How I've actually managed to turn something tragic, something, you know, that would have broken me normally. Well, it did physically break me, but not mentally, you know. A big part of that is learning off a few inspirational people that is very popular at the minute in the self-help world. So that's Jocko Willink.
Get after it.
Another Navy SEAL, David Goggins.
Stay hard!
And Andy Huberman. What I've learned from Jocko Willink, what he was saying is he doesn't negotiate with the enemy. He doesn't negotiate in the morning. There's no arguing, there's no conversation. It's just moving and trying to be zen, just not thinking about just get out of bed. With this, there's no negotiating. I don't actually have a choice. This is for real now because there's a possibility that I could get arthritis and never be able to move my arm properly and play guitar, which is what I eventually want to be doing again. So I don't have a choice. In my mind, it's like, right, this is the only life I want to live. And if I do not do what I need to do, I could throw it all away. There isn't like, oh, shall I do, I have to do physio. Shall I take the right, I have to take the right supplements. There's no arguing, there's no ifs, ands or buts. I'm getting it done. And what I've learned from David Goggins, I view myself as Cal versus Callum. So I'm Cal, and Callum is the guy in the background going, oh, just lie down. Don't do a cold shower today. You don't need to work out, you did it yesterday. With David Goggins, and there's Goggins. So that's where I stole that idea from. But I was kind of working on that myself. And then when he mentioned it, I was like, oh, that's kind of what I'm doing. By doing the stuff that I've been talking about, taken again from Goggins, Huberman, Jocko, all these people, I've actually been doing the same, and not like deliberately. I've just been going day to day. But I have actually been mentally preparing myself for something to go wrong. And breaking my elbow, yeah, something went wrong. When I'm down, like I said in my ADHD video, life doesn't care. Life's gonna keep on kicking you. But I've been doing my routine, so I have this TwpZen mentality of like, okay, this is what it is. What are we gonna do? Backs against the wall, move forward. There's no choice. It's frustrating how easy it is to fix your mental health when you start doing stuff you don't want to do. Obviously living in Swansea, and it had just been winter time, I was desperate to get on my skateboard because it was dark, it was gloomy, it was wet every day for weeks and weeks. And there was one sunny day, Thursday the 23rd of February. I guess my trucks were a little bit too loose that day, and I was going a bit too fast because I felt myself wobble. And when you wobble, immediately you wake up pretty quick. It's like, I need to get off. So I jumped off. This time, because the board was loose trucks, it stayed on one way. Came back under my foot. So you can see I'm not like crazy upset about it, and I've just been skating, so I'm in a good mood anyway, you know? And then I Googled it, obviously, Dr. Google. Never, ever, ever right, is he? So I tried to sleep it off. Woke up in a bit of pain. I called the GP. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't call the GP, I texted the GP because that's available. But they called back within minutes. Normally it takes them a few hours to get back to me, to text back or email back, but they called a few minutes later. I was like, Cal, get to hospital now. You're not coming into the GP, you're going to the hospital now. But that's why we skate, because we fucking, who the fuck is that? So that's when it kind of got real a bit, you know? Is what it is, and it was one of those things I was like, okay, I'm just doing it. And that's that's my momentum, that I've been doing this TwpZen routine, this mental building up of Cal, you know, who I am. And yeah, it was like, okay, that's what I'm doing, and that's how it was. Now I think this was only the second time I've been in hospital. I went to A&E to sort my eyebrow out. So I did get that smashed off when I was skating downhill, and hit a pebble, face planted the floor. A lot of blood on that one. Got actually this that day. So the date, that was the 6th of September 2016. That's when I smashed my eyebrow in. I did ask for this, by the way. You also get a lollipop and a sticker as well. I look at this most days, and it does it helps me get stuff done, you know. 5 days after getting my cast on, I got the call and they were like, oh, you're coming to hospital in 2 hours. You're having surgery in the morning. So that was intense, but I was like, okay. Sometimes you just haven't got a choice, so what am I going to do? Like, oh, actually, I've got this YouTube video I want to watch, or there's something on TV tomorrow, actually, I want to... It's like, oh, I've got to go. There was only 2 of us in the room, me and this other guy opposite. Straight away, I was like closing the blinds. I don't like, his bed was directly opposite me. Like, why would I want to stare at a stranger? And why would he want to be staring at me, you know? So I'm closing my curtains, and then every doctor leaving the curtains open. It's like when you're a kid and the parents leave the door open. It's like, wait, I don't want to stare. I'm like, you're right, mate. Just crunching and like, what are you doing? So I'm a bit like, okay, just want to get my head down, go to sleep. I did not sleep for 1 minute, 1 second that night, due to a few things on my mind, but also this guy having the loudest snore I've ever witnessed in my life. And I've been around some snorers before. You know, when you're on a night out with your friends, you crash in the front room and you get the drunk and the hangover snores, like, but this guy, it shook the room. And then his phone kept going off, and his phone was like a frog on full blast. And then he kept having WhatsApp notifications, Facebook,
Laying down.
and I was just like, okay, this is like a perfect opportunity again for me to show myself that all this stuff I've been working on actually works. With regards to like, let it go, Wim Hof, let it go. By now, you're probably just like that guy in the yellow shirt. Cal, I don't care. How does mental health fit into all of this? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. So let's start with the obvious. Pain. Yeah. So when I initially broke it, again, didn't realise it was broken until I had the cast put on, and they were like, oh, here's your elbow, by the way. Olecranon is what the fracture is called. Olecragon. It wasn't so much of the pain, it was more of something is terribly wrong. That feeling, for everything that goes wrong, there's always a positive. And for me it was, I got that out of the way now, you know. I know what that feels like, I don't want to go through that again, but if it does happen again, I'm ready for it. Learning what pain is, it's just like a car alarm going off. It doesn't make sense that it hurts because my brain is telling me that it hurts. I watch, obviously, Darren Brown, and he obviously does the candle over the hand trick. That's not going to hurt. The hand over the candle trick. And something Andrew Huberman talks about, one of the case studies of a man who had a spike go through his foot in the worst pain of his life. He was crying in agony, all this kind of stuff. And when the doctors actually took the shoe off, the spike had gone between his toes, hadn't actually punctured his skin. And as soon as he realised that there was no spike in his foot, the pain went away. So again, it was one of those like, okay, I'm down, life's kicked me even further. What am I going to do about it? How am I going to react? So learning that inflammation is a good thing, I stopped using ice and I started using a hairdryer, keeping it warm, keeping that blood flowing, and obviously trying to do my physio at the same time, keep things moving, which apparently I've done a very good job on, so I'm very happy with that. With my pain recovery, I haven't taken any ibuprofen, any paracetamol for ages, but I was forced to take my medication. So after surgery, they were giving me shots of morphine. They hooked me up to an IV paracetamol. So I had like a Capri-Sun going straight into my veins, and they were giving me codeine. It made me horrible. Again, that was the beginning of that terrible 2 weeks of my life. Yeah, it made me very, very depressed, very anxious, sick, lethargic, no energy, and it kind of brought me back to who I was before I started doing TwpZen. I did not feel like a nice person. I couldn't do my breathing exercise, and I was just like trying to do something for myself. So I like to do Wim Hof breathing, but I couldn't do it, so I couldn't get like a deep breath in. I was getting frustrated and I was getting angry, and I just have to stop doing it. Even though I did try, like 5 days out of 7 I was doing the Wim Hof, but I just couldn't break through, and I wasn't getting any positivity out of it other than I'm doing it and it's difficult and I'm doing it, you know. And so I wasn't able to sleep for more than 2 or 3 hours for like 2 weeks, because every time I'd move, the pain was insane. And again, I would just pop in these codeines, so like 2 at a time every few hours. Every time I'd move, I'd wake up in agony, so I just could not sleep at all. And being sleep deprived, That is definitely the most impactful thing that's happened by far. That was worse than the elbow injury itself. Not being able to sleep for literally 2 weeks. That was insane. Like, it made me so depressed, really anxious. I could feel all this bad stuff coming back, you know, all the stuff, not stuff I pushed down necessarily, but stuff I've already worked through. So I was like, why am I feeling all of these? Again, you start seeing it there, that face, like, that anger was coming out, and then I'm not thinking properly, so I'm clumsy. I knocked my books over. Impulsively, I tried to grab them. Insane pain. And then I was like angry because it was my mistake. I was in so much pain, and it was just like a snowball effect. And again, because I'm clumsy and I'm impulsive, I just kept knocking things over, and it would just make me so angry, and then I'd just be crying. Like, I'd just be so weak mentally, like, I just couldn't take it. Looking at the positives, and I'm glad it happened, because getting back into that horrible state has made me realize, like, wow, this is how impactful all of the work I've been doing, the cold showers, the exercise, the breathing, the stoicism, working through problems, seeing a big goal, all this kind of stuff, being unable to do any of my work because I couldn't use my arm, I couldn't type, I couldn't edit my videos, I couldn't play guitar, I couldn't do anything, couldn't get into the cold water, couldn't do any exercise. And the eating, I just had no appetite, even though you're supposed to take on a calorie surplus to help the recovery of the bone and the wound healing. Just incredibly frustrating. Without feeling those feelings so deeply and so like in a condensed 2-week space of just being confined to like my bedroom because I couldn't do anything else. I'm grateful I went through that. Really grateful I went through that, because now I'm like, that's how it feels, and I don't want to be there again. With inflammation is good. It's just gonna suck for a little bit, so you're gonna have to get through it. And then when swelling goes down, I thought, oh, that's a good thing. Pain's gonna go down. No, pain goes up when the swelling goes down. So that's another thing I learned as well. But I had to walk to the GP, and my back was in agony because I just couldn't move my arm. And you know, when you're walking, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But when you're walking and stuff, you move, didn't you? I don't walk like that. I promise. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Learning all this stuff has been really beneficial for me, and again, I've got that information forever. And also, I have mentioned that I do have ADHD, so I peppered that in throughout the video. You should have got it by now. That's another thing that's helped me in my hospitality career. When things are going mad, like I've got 2 members of staff calling in sick, the chef's not cooking today, you know, there's customers coming in, there's complaints, the fire alarm's going off, everyone's got to be evacuated. I'm zen, I'm calm. That's my happy place. I like it when things are going wrong, because with ADHD, when things are going smoothly, I'm like a million miles an hour in my brain. I've just got to be stimulated. Learning, I'm good. When it kicks off, I'm good. And I've got that forever now, so I've got that confidence. When I know things are going to go wrong, or they are going wrong, I know in my soul who I am. I'm going to do it right, you know?
What are you going to do? The way bad things happen. What are you?
You will too if you give this TwpZen a go. I'm not trying to push it on you. I haven't done any promotion throughout the entire video. And again, it doesn't cost you a penny. No sign-ups, no mailing lists. It's all out there. From me, for me. And you'll get some good stuff from it too, I promise. Alright, so overall, things are going well. It's been 1 month since surgery. I can kind of move my elbow. A little bit, yeah. Couldn't touch my hair. Couldn't touch my shoulder. That's been the last week or so, being able to do that kind of stuff. That still does hurt. Apparently when the fracture heals, that's going to get easier. But again, circling back to the entire point in the video, this is a good thing. I'm not lying, I'm not saying it to make myself feel better or tricking myself. This is genuinely a good thing that's happened to me, and I'm grateful. And now for the rest of my life, I know supplements, how to take care of myself, how good I am. I can always get through the bad thing. And also, TwpZen works. All of the stuff I've been doing for all this time, it works. And I do feel really good. So my camera just cut out at the end. I didn't have any more space, just oversharing as usual. But I just want to summarize by saying, yes, I am grateful that this happened to me. Genuinely, absolutely grateful. Number one, it's given me the opportunity to realize that, yes, everything I've been talking about with TwpZen, everything that's on the website, everything that's on the book, this stuff works. And I didn't plan for this to happen, obviously. And it's just I've flown through it, you know. I did have obviously that spell of being really depressed and anxious where I wasn't sleeping, but I still knew who I was deep down. I still knew what I had to do, and I still did the things I needed to do. And it would have been so easy to just give up on myself and take more pain medications and complain to more people and expect the doctors to somehow magically do my physio for me. But I haven't. I've forced myself to work through it. I'm also grateful for the fact it's given me the consistency. And that was my big problem before, is that I'd have like what set me on my spiral over Christmas for like 3 months. Because I gave myself some time off. I gave myself a day off, 2 days off, turned into a week, turned into a month, turned into 3 months. And then just everything kind of went wrong. Being forced to having to do my physio, boring, exercise, effort, having to eat a lot more, having to eat healthy, have these supplements, pay for the supplements, more research, more podcasts listened to, more books read. Well, I say books, you know, internet articles and talking to the ChatGPT and Reddit communities. And every single day I've had to do something, you know, and continue to do it. And yeah, I'm grateful that it's given me the consistency for the last 30 days now. It's been since my surgery. But yeah, I'm super grateful that it happened. You know, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to get better. And, you know, I'm proud of myself. Thank you for sticking with me. TwpZen. Still hurts. But yeah, please do send me a message about anything you want me to talk about. I'm sick of talking about myself all the time. I just can't stop myself. So please, if you've got anything you want me to go over, let's hear it. I'm the mental health middleman. Oh, you can't see that, it's on a green screen. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me. Hope your mental health matters to more than just you. You've got this. You can get through this, and I'll see you on the side. On the other side. Oh, I was so close to being a good outro. See ya.
Yeah, not too bad, mate, not too bad.